How many friends do you have? It's a simple question. But let's be honest about how it makes us feel. There's an immediate pressure. Isn't there? A social reflex to rush to a high number. To scan through our contacts, our social media followers, and tally them up as proof of a rich, successful life. In our world, a world curated to look like a gallery of smiling faces and group photos, admitting to having very few friends can feel like admitting to a profound failure. It's often seen as a marker of shame, a sign that we are somehow unlikable, unwanted, or just plain weird. But what if we've been looking at this all wrong? What if loneliness, or more accurately, a small circle of friends, isn't a sign of failure? What if it's actually a quiet indicator of something much deeper? Perhaps it's a sign of being an interesting, emotionally sincere, and thoughtful person. In a world that often rewards superficiality, what if having only a few true connections is the natural state for someone with a more serious, contemplative soul? Let's reframe the entire concept. This isn't about being popular. It's about being profoundly understood. With this in mind, let's take an unusual, more honest test. A test that isn't about quantity, but about the unshakable quality of our bonds. It seeks to explore just how few true friends we might actually have. Let's begin with this. What do most of your so-called friends not understand about you? I don't mean the surface-level things. They might know your favorite coffee order, the sports team you root for, or your opinion on the latest hit TV show. But what about the real you? The you that exists when all the masks come off. Think about your deepest passions. The ones you worry might sound strange or boring to others. Think about your secret anxieties. The fears that keep you up at 3 a.m. Think about your unconventional dreams. The vision you have for your life that doesn't fit neatly into a societal box. How much of this inner world do you share? Once you take off the sentimental lens, how many things are there that you wouldn't dream of mentioning? Not because you don't trust them, but because you instinctively know they just wouldn't get it. How much of your life has to go on in a silent, private theater because you feel no one in your circle has a ticket to that show? A true friend doesn't just know the person you present to the world. They have a glimpse of the person you are when you're alone. Now, let's consider something deeper. Who could you turn to if you were disgraced? Imagine for a moment that you make a terrible mistake. A real one. A career-ending error. A public humiliation. A lapse in judgment that gets broadcast for all to see. In our age of digital pitchforks and swift judgment, the world can turn on you in an instant. Now, look at your list of friends. Who would still answer your call? And I don't mean who would call to get the gossip. I mean, who would show up? Who would sit with you in the wreckage of your reputation and see past the headlines? Who would continue to see you the complex, flawed, but fundamentally good person they've always known, and not just the weirdo or the loser that society has suddenly made you out to be? A true friend is a sanctuary, not a fair-weather companion. They are the ones who could look at you, perhaps even acknowledge your guilt, and still believe you are worthy of kindness, compassion, and a second chance. That kind of loyalty is the rarest currency in our world. Who holds that for you? This leads us to another intimate area of our lives. Who would you be able to tell if there was a big problem in your relationship? Our romantic lives are supposed to be a source of strength, but they are often our greatest source of confusion and pain. What if For example, you had an affair, or were wrestling intensely with the idea of one. The guilt, the desire, the confusion, it's a storm inside. Who could you talk to without facing immediate judgment? Or what if the situation is less dramatic but just as painful? What if the passion with your partner has completely cooled, and you feel more like roommates? Even with 3 small children in the house who depend on the illusion of a happy family. Who could you confess these things to? Who could tolerate the messy, gray, complicated reality of your situation? A true friend wouldn't just offer simple platitudes like, you should leave, or, just try harder. They would listen. They would hold the complexity of your pain and help you navigate your own heart. Even if it meant challenging society's most cherished and unrealistic ideals of love and marriage. They would be a partner in your confusion, not a judge. From there, we can venture into an even more private space. With whom, if anyone, could you discuss your true insecurities or complexities around sex? Society loves to pretend it's immensely open-minded about this topic. We see it everywhere in media and advertising. But when it comes to the deep, personal, and often vulnerable realities of our own erotic lives, a wall of silence often goes up. Our desires are deeply intertwined with our identity, our history, and our insecurities. It's incredibly tricky to be the elegantly dressed dean of a business faculty who harbors unconventional desires that feel completely at odds with her public persona. Or the tough-as-nails tank commander who secretly carries a profound vulnerability and a need for a specific kind of tenderness. Or the devoted mother of 2 delightful children who has a longing for an erotic self that feels separate from her role as a caregiver. Who can you share these tender, strange, or powerful parts of yourself with? Who wouldn't flinch, judge, or sexualize your vulnerability? A true friend provides a space where your whole self, including the parts that society finds confusing or taboo, is welcome. Finally, and this might be the most revealing question of all, who likes the idiot in you? Anyone can like the successful version of us. The witty, charming, capable person who has it all together. But who can tolerate, and even secretly cherish, the fool that lurks inside every single one of us? I'm talking about the one who stays up way too late watching silly videos and is a mess the next day. The one who spills coffee down a clean white shirt right before a big meeting. The one who completely messes up at work and has to be bailed out. The one who sings terribly off-key in the car. Or says strange, comforting things to themselves in an empty room just to stay calm. This isn't about tolerating destructive behavior. It's about loving the whole, unedited, beautifully imperfect person. True friendship is not a performance. It's the relief of being able to exhale, to let your guard down, and to know that the person across from you loves you not in spite of your quirks, but perhaps, in some small way, because of them. So, as we've gone through these 5 questions, a difficult truth might be settling in. Having taken this test, we might realize that we have very few friends who pass this high bar. Perhaps only one. Perhaps, for some of us right now, none at all. If that's you, I want you to hear this loud and clear. This is no reason for panic or shame. In fact, it's a moment of profound clarity. The truth is, many of us, perhaps most of us, are in the exact same position, even if we're all pretending otherwise. The more of us who can bravely acknowledge this reality, the more we can dismantle the collective illusion that deep, Meaningful friendship is as common and easy as we're told it is. The less isolated we will feel for not subscribing to the sentimental, unrealistic picture society paints. And paradoxically, the moment we accept our solitude with honesty is the moment we become truly ready to build a friendship worthy of the name. Let's redefine success. True social wealth isn't about having a full address book, but having that one number you can call at 3 a.m., knowing they will pick up. It's not about a crowd at your birthday party, but about the single person who will sit with you in silence when you're at your absolute lowest. This journey towards authentic connection begins with us. It starts by courageously deciding to be the kind of friend we ourselves long for. It means putting down our phone when someone is talking, asking the follow-up question, and truly listening to the answer. It means offering a space free of judgment for someone else's messy truth. It means being a champion of the beautifully flawed human spirit in others. By embracing our own standards for connection, we create a space in our lives that only a true friend can fill. And when that connection finally happens, and it won't just feel like making a new friend. It will feel like a homecoming. It will be the profound, life-altering, and deeply reassuring feeling of finally, truly, being seen. If this conversation has sparked something in you, and you are on a journey to find more meaning in your life and relationships, please consider subscribing to our channel. We explore these essential human topics every week to help us all live more thoughtful, honest, and connected lives. Thank you for watching.